Hello and welcome to the November 2022 points update for 7 Point Highlander. This time around, I'm joined by Michael and Kate. How are you two going?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's good. I missed the last meeting of our announcement when we put all the ribbons and tapes on all the changes, but I heard you had fun.
That was a good one. Good one. I think we had a good chat. It was interesting. I think we certainly hadn't decided coming in with what we're going to do.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
vague ideas. I know that some decisions were down to, is it this or this? I know that some decisions were, let's have a think on it and come back. And I made sure that my thoughts were there even if I wasn't present at that one. But I'm pretty happy with the changes. You two,
We all, because yeah, I think everyone was in the end. We all pretty happy. I think mostly for Kate, but I was
yeah, sweet.
Happy with all the changes?
awesome.
I think I'm just clipping off sound from you at the moment. Let me just fix that up there. That should be better. All right, well, let's dive into the changes, hey? There's a couple to go through, so let's get to the first one on the list. Who wants to talk to chat about Limdul's Vault? -1 point, now 0 points.
Kate, you want-
Limdal's ult definitely list. Very, very good in a deck like Demonic Tutor or Fiend Tutor, and go get whatever you want. It
Yeah,
um
it's certainly a tutor with a cost. It's not just
yeah.
play it and it wins.
I think the biggest thing is like it's slow. You get a card next turn, and you go down a card, and you
And
go
you go
down some
down 6
life.
life.
Go down some life, and it means like you really need to want that card. Which means like you can't do fair things with this card. And once upon a time that was a problem, and now we'd actually like people to do a little more unfair things. And so, like go nuts, do some unfair things.
So I have seen this card played before in what you would refer to as like two card Monty decks, where they're playing Time Vault and Voltaic Key and Painter Servant and Grindstone and Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry, where you're likely to have one of these combo pieces somewhere. And Limdul's Vault, when you're looking for any one of three different cards, it becomes a lot more powerful there, rather than looking for, hey, I need my LED to kill you. Uh, how much life is this going to cost me? So,
I think
uh,
the last time I saw it play was like Channel Mirror, where it was like,
mhm.
I'll play 10 life, you got it, no worries.
Yeah, I think the key with this change is trying to move away from these sort of hybrid decks where you're, am I a combo deck? Am I not a combo deck? Am I a mixture of both? And this is sort of saying, hey, if you want a combo, just go combo.
Playing Thassa's Oracle and you end up on the plan of attack them with your Gurmag Hangler, this Limitless Vault's probably not doing anything for you. So that's what we're looking at. Like, if you want a combo, great. Cast your Doomsdays, cast your Dazzle Oracles, cast your Storm cards. Tutor for those. That sounds great. Make
Mhm.
those guys look a little bit better.
Go find your flash.
Yeah, go find your Flash. We don't expect these to slot into the existing combo decks, which are the hybrid combo that's still seeing play. So
Yeah. Should we move on to the second change then?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So, on the topic of these hybrid combo decks that get to play an unfair and a fair game plan, Lurus of the Dream Den.
Yeah, so this is a point change that is like pretty directly related to the Underworld Breach combo deck. That deck's seen really good success, um, and as a hybrid combo deck, and as a move towards pushing decks to kind of pick a lane a little bit more, rather than hitting Underworld Breach directly or one of the tutors in that deck and limiting the combo power of the deck. We thought to attack the fair axis, and the fair axis of this deck is leaning very heavily on the power and longevity that Lurus gives it. And so now they get to choose a little bit. And if you're playing combo breach or control breach, your deck's exactly the same as it was before. And if you were playing Lurrus Breach, you have a slightly worse fair plan now, whether it's cutting your Ragavan or your Intuition or what other pointed fair card you were playing. It's a little bit less good.
We also had feedback that Lurrus is, not only seen in these breach decks. I know down here in Melbourne, it's seen in a lot of tempo shells, whether it's Grixis, whether it's Esper. It's also seen in control shells, Grixis and Esper again.
Some mono white aggro.
Yeah.
I like mono white aggro though.
I guess the thing is, like, other reason for picking Lurrus over some other cards is, like, Lurrus is a really, really powerful magic card, and it turns out, like, Breach is the best thing that Lurrus is doing at the moment, but it's not the only thing that Lurrus can do, and we think it's very likely that in, a year's time, 2 years' time, we'll see that some other deck is taking advantage of Lurrus in a really powerful way and doing really powerful things, and that could easily become a problem. And so, like, if we can point Lurrus now and attack both of those problems at the same time, then we can prevent having to, point Breach now or point a Breach now, and then in a year's time be like, oh, actually, Lurrus is still a problem, and then making it worse. So
the downside to this is that I've wanted to play Lurrus in a birthing pod deck, not in the sideboard for a while. And 2 points is a lot of points, but I considered making it work with 8 points.
I had someone cast it against me in their main deck on Wednesday.
I just
they weren't happy about it though. Like, to be clear, they were not excited about having to pay 2 points for it.
I just want to pod my Voice of Resurgence into Lurrus and replay my Voice of Resurgence.
That's sweet.
So the good news is, I strong-armed the committee into letting me do that.
Yeah, I guess they were like, the thing of, like, Lurrus is sweet, and it would be nice to have that card see play in Highlander and be able to play it. And we're putting a point on it. This is a chance to look at letting us do that, because its power is tied so heavily to the companion. So now its points are tied to the companion as well. If you want to write out that text, you're all good. You can play it at 0.
And Lutri, you can put Lutri in your deck
if you want a second dual caster mage for some reason.
Yeah, that's an option too. You could,
you totally can. Yeah. maybe just like autos. I don't know.
I mean, maybe there might be a world in the future where main deck Lurrus is worth a point. I mean, maybe not with Lurrus, but maybe if they print Companions 2, the worst set of Magic ever printed, sure to destroy Magic. Maybe there'll be a companion that is point worthy in the main deck and in Companion. That'd be sweet. And then we'd have to figure out how the rules apply for that one.
Fortunately, we've arranged for that. Currently, they're all 0, but that's not by definition.
All right, well, that's actually the end of the cards that are changing for today. So just to recap, we have Limdor's Vault -1, now 0. Lurrus +1, now 3. And Lurrus and Lutri's points only apply when played as a companion. But of course, that's not all of the stuff that we update in our quarterly discussions. We have a watch list of cards that we were looking at that we need to find out the status of. We've got Limdor's Vault, Umazawa's Jitte, City of Traders, and Ancient Tomb were on our list last time. Let's check in on them.
None of them on the list anymore.
Yeah.
That's the short of it. They're all gone.
Limdor's Vault went -1, and we're taking the rest off.
Yeah. So Jitte staying at 1. I'm sure people have heard my thoughts on Jitte in the past, but we looked at it and we decided that it was basically just high risk. Like, it's really, really good in certain metagames. People still play a bunch of it. It's easy to tutor for. It's easy to play on a lot of decks. It's also a really powerful sideboard hoser.
I think it's worth talking about Jitte and the sort of philosophy of the watch list and what it did on the watch list there. We were quite split on Jitte. We actually invoked the help of our emeritus group, which is trusted individuals that have previously been on the committee or have served other helping roles towards the committee, and got their feedback on it in the previous pointing update. And we were undecided and decided to put it on the watch list just as much to get community feedback, to find out, we feel this way about Jitte. We think it's either too good, not good enough. toxic for the metagame, whatever you might think about it. What does the community at large think?
I think the community at large was very helpful in giving a resounding "please leave it at 1." So we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very one-sided discussion from the public. There was a couple of vocal individuals that said, "Hey, this card is no good. Please put it to 0." But I mean, when 95% of your community says this card is not, depointing this is not going to improve the format in any tangible way, why are you talking about this? Then fair enough. Market research. So let's look at what is on the watch list. If we've struck everything else off the watch list, Limdul's done and these other 3 no good, let's chat about the November 2022 watch list. Mishra's Workshop and Minsk and Boo +1 each is the discussion and the watch list. And boy, is Minsk and Boo a talking point.
Oh yeah. He was. He there was a case for just like point it now and move on with it. And the answer is like we'll let Minsk have a small bit of time in the sun. The card is clearly very very good. Where it's a 4-drop, and that's like I guess the rescuing factor is that it's a really powerful. It's like there's answers to it. You can trade up with it. It is beatable. And we'll see over the next 2 or 3 months how beatable it is and how good it is. And if we come back, maybe we'll come back from CanCon and be sad that we didn't point it. But I guess we'll see.
Kate, have you seen much Minsk and Boo in your local metagame?
A little bit. The last event I went to was like half John, which was wild.
Okay. That sounds like a whole bunch of Minsk and Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the red-green shell is like really, at least in Melbourne, like really popular. There's a lot of people playing Omnath or Jund or Naya or all sorts of stuff. And there's like
Minsk
that whole
perfect in all of them in any archetype.
yeah, and like Ren and 6 and some Mana Dorks and some Lightning Bolts and Minsk and Boo is it's a really powerful set of things to be doing. And a lot of people are doing it. So we're taking a look at it, and we'll see how powerful it is. We're not quite ready to pull the trigger, but we're keeping a close eye on it.
So I think
I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the next announcement.
The balance here to keep in mind is it is a fair card, a fair 4-cost card. Fair 4 costs that have made the points list in the future are Jace the Mind Sculptor. Sorry, the past. Wow. Ooh. Jace the Mind Sculptor, and some argument for Gifts Ungiven for 1 week was could have been called a fair card.
Yep. And like arguably Uro is a 4-mana fair magic card, but it's not really.
The flip side to that argument is we, as a committee over the last 3 years, have been very slow to put points on fair cards. We've certainly had to adjust to 2019, 2020 plus Magic, where, Ragavan is a point, Uro is 2 points, Oko is 2 points. These cards are not doing anything that at its surface level is insane. They're just really good. And we've been very slow on making changes on those cards in the past. So maybe, for us to laugh and say it's just a fair card, it's 4 cost, this card's never going to be a point, that sounds like someone's going to be eating a copy of a card at CanCon if we were to go on the record and say that.
Definitely on the record saying that. It's very good. I think we had a very long discussion about it. And we decided to let Minsk and Boo run free, at least for now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our update. So just to recap from the top here, Limdul's Vault, -1 point, now 0. Lurrus of the Dream Den, +1, now 3. Lurrus and Lutri, only pointed while played as a companion. Watch list, completely cleared off, started from fresh, and now includes Mishra's Workshop and Minsk and Boo. That's the state of the format right now. That's where we're at. We've got a couple of big events coming up in the next few months. We've got the Regional Championship in Sydney for the competitive circuit, which has a big Highlander event on the Friday, which I believe all 3 of us in this voice call will be at.
Oh, well.
So if you want to come complain to us, we can't run away and hide on the internet if you drag us along in person, you know?
That's true. If you show up at Merrickville Town Hall in 2 weeks, I will be there. I will be playing Magic. I cannot escape.
What are you going to play there?
Uh, I'm not sure yet. I've been playing a lot of like Espelurus. Deck's slightly worse now. But it's still very strong. So I might play that. I've been playing a bunch of Omnath Time Walks as well. So if I can get a Time Walk, might be on that. Otherwise, I have a Moxfield deck folder full of decks, so I might pick one out at random. You never know.
I'm thinking about playing Blue Red Prowess because Price of Progressing people kills everyone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Particularly now.
but maybe there'll be a late audible to 8-point mono blue.
Mono blue. Tell me more, like something tempo-y or
Flying Men
okay.
Curiosities.
Sweet. Who needs burn spells if you just get them, I guess.
I think that deck's sweet, but I also don't know if it's actually that good.
Myself,
We'll
Sweet,
see.
though.
I've been playing some Omnath Yorion Control, but my other idea, which is black white 8 points, just got 2 more points. I don't have to pay for my Lurus, so maybe I'll play that.
That's
Who
sweet.
knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know if it'll be black white or black green or green white, but it'll be
Lots of
something.
choices. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about it from us. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. And if you missed it, this will all be up on the 7-Point Highlander YouTube sometime in the next hour. So check it out there. Michael, Kate, thanks for joining me. Oh, yeah, the article.
The article will be up in 10 minutes or so. It's time for 6:30, so.
Awesome. Any last words?
Nah.
No.
Beautiful.
think it's a good
See you
update.
all in Sydney.
Yeah, see you
See
there.
ya.